America is sliding into fascism fast, and the orange Cheeto Mussolini isn't even trying to hide it anymore. The Alien Enemies Act is like the biggest red flag, but unfortunately, it's just one tiny little piece of the terrifying puzzle. So let's go over what's been happening recently and put it into perspective. So the Orange Cheeto is using this 1798 law called the Alien Enemies Act so that he can deport people without due process, which means no trial, no hearing, no proof needed, just his word that they're dangerous. And he's already sent a bunch of Venezuelan migrants away under this law. And when the judge told him to stop, like I told you guys a couple of days ago, he just ignored the court order. So his apparent reason for this is that all of these guys were part of a Venezuelan gang, but again, no proof. So that alone should set off some big alarm bells, because if he can do this to immigrants, then what stops him from doing it to anybody else? The law is written so vaguely that it could basically apply to anyone from a country that he considers an enemy at this point. And that means dual citizens and people married to foreigners or even American-born activists. So yeah, it's a law that gives him like dictator level power over who gets to stay in the country, and he's already proving that he's willing to abuse it. Oh yeah, and to make things even worse, he struck a deal with Nayib Bukele, who's the El Salvadorian president, so that he can deport people straight into his massive high security prison. And Bukele runs one of the most brutal prison systems in the world, where people are thrown in without trial and packed like animals and stripped of their rights. Like, there is no proof that most of these deported people actually committed crimes, but under the administration's use of this Alien Act, it really doesn't matter, because once he calls them dangerous, that's all it takes. The Orange Cheetos also started cracking down on media in a way that's even worse than before, because now he's outright said that mainstream news outlets are illegal if they criticize him. Like, this is classic authoritarianism: control the media, silence dissent, and it's working, because some news organizations I've been noticing have already backed off from covering some of the worst abuses because they don't want to be targeted. He's gutting 31 environmental protections in one go. He's rolling back regulations that protect things like clean water and wildlife and clean air. He's fast-tracking oil drilling and letting corporations destroy public land for profit. At the same time, he's cracking down on climate activists. He's treating them like criminals for protesting environmental destruction. And even Habitat for Humanity is under attack, because now the Orange Cheeto is accusing them of fraud so that he can cut their funding, because apparently helping low-income families find housing is a threat to him. He's also going after history itself. This was so disturbing, but this orange diaper-wearing Cheeto is removing the graves of black soldiers and women from a major veteran cemetery. Yeah. He's literally erasing their existence from national memorials with no real reason, just his blatant racism and his want to rewrite history. Oh yeah, and the BLM mural in Washington, D.C., that's gone now. City officials just removed it after Republican lawmakers threatened to pull federal funding unless it got removed. And this was one of the most visible signs of the fight for racial justice. And now it's just another new thing that the administration decided to scrub away. And I saved the best for last, because he just launched a massive airstrike on Yemen, which unalived at least 31 people, including women and children, and injured over 100 more. And his administration claims that it was to take out Houthi rebels. But one of the targets was a power station, which plunged parts of Yemen into darkness. And this was the biggest U.S. military attack in the region under Trump, and it's happening alongside new sanctions on Iran, so it's just pushing tensions even higher. The Houthis are calling this a war crime, and Iran is now threatening retaliation. So, yeah, experts are basically warning that this could escalate into a full-blown regional conflict now, but the Orange Cheeto doesn't care. He bypassed Congress, he ignored international law, and he threw the U.S. just even deeper into war without any real debate. So, yeah. I never thought in my lifetime I would feel like somebody felt back in the late 1930s Germany, in Austria, or Poland, watching what's happening in your neighboring country and thinking, They want to come for us too.